think so.
A wildly popular documentary has sparked petitions for presidential pardons, demands for a new trial, and cries of foul play in a Wisconsin murder case.
Making a Murderer has also drawn a lot of attention to Local 12 News reporter Angenette Levy, who covered the Stephen Avery trial and appears in the Netflix series. Angenette has been flooded with interview requests, including one from Local 12's Joe Webb. And get this, she agreed to talk to him.
That makes sense.
For millions of TV viewers, Making a Murderer was a holiday season binge-watching event. For Angenette Levy, it was a story she covered as a reporter for WFRV-TV in Green Bay, Wisconsin. She knew how it ended, but watched the documentary with interest.
I had absolutely no idea that I was going to be in it until I think a week before it premiered. I received a text message with a link to the trailer. I thought it was entertaining.
It's a 10-hour docudrama centered around Stephen Avery. Avery was wrongfully convicted of rape in 1985 and served 18 years in prison before DNA evidence exonerated him. 2 years later, after suing the county and investigators for $36 million in damages, he's arrested for the brutal murder of photographer Teresa Halbach. Questions about planted evidence and the confession extracted from Avery's nephew Brendan Dassey made this Wisconsin's biggest story in generations. Levy covered it daily with reporters from Green Bay, Milwaukee, Court TV, NBC, and the two documentarians. She thinks the documentarians portrayed the media coverage as making Stephen Avery look bad.
My take on it was that they were kind of saying that the media was kind of part of the problem here, that maybe these guys didn't get fair trials in part because of the media and there was so much coverage.
The documentarians had total access to Stephen Avery's family. Media had virtually no access. Angenette's role in the show has made her a bit of a celebrity. She's getting a whole lot of love on social media, including a marriage proposal. She's been interviewed by Elle magazine, Columbia Journalism Review, and Rolling Stone.
I'm used to asking the questions. I'm not used to answering them. So that's a little odd.
She asks a lot of tough questions in the documentary, and the documentary raises tough questions about the case. Levy remains objective.
I had somebody ask me today, do you think that the evidence was, did you leave thinking evidence was planted? And I'm just like, I'm not going to answer that question. The jury made that decision, and I wasn't at the crime scene. I don't know what happened. I was reporting on it and what they found.
But did Stephen Avery or Brendan Dassey do it? Levy says her answer to that question just doesn't matter because she wasn't on the jury. Joe Webb, Local 12 News.
Pretty interesting. The filmmakers spent 10 years working on Making a Murderer. We reached out to them for our story, but we didn't hear from them.